Tobago, good morning. It is 6:45 a.m. Let me take this time to welcome you to Sunrise here on Tobago Updates Television. I am your host, Lavian Cupid, and today is Wednesday, the 28th of January, 2026. We are coming to you live from the Port Mall, downtown Scarborough, Tobago. I want to thank you so much, whether you're viewing us via our social media handles, Flow, Digicel, or AMPLIA. Thank you so much for waking up to us and enjoying our morning program. As per usual, I head right into the morning brief where we keep you updated with all things current affairs in Tobago, Trinidad and Tobago as a wider entity, regionally and internationally. Starting off strongly this morning, it was the most pertinent issue within Trinidad and Tobago, which was the Zones of Special Operations Bill. The Law Reform Zones of Special Operations Bill was defeated in the Senate last night after failing to achieve the required 3/5 majority, as none of the independent senators voted in favor. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar said that the outcome was expected and strongly criticized the independent bench, claiming the rejection benefited criminal gangs and drug traffickers. She argued that independents' refusal to support the bill damaged their credibility and integrity. The government had promoted the bill as essential for national security. Take a look at this short video. No, wrong one, wrong. All right, okay, so we're gonna get back to that in a while as the technical crew works on that. Moving on, yesterday schools across the island were forced to dismiss early after many teachers failed to show up for duty. At around 8:45 a.m., parents were notified to collect their charges. This action follows the April 2025 agreement between tutor and the CPO to increase teachers' salaries by 5%. However, neither the increase nor the back pay has been dispersed since then. Tobago Updates reached out to the newly elected tutor Tobago officer, Dion Rodriguez, for comment, but calls to his phone went unanswered. Interim officer Braden Roberts said he was unaware of any industrial action. Not sure if parents will be sending out their charges this morning. Maybe stay on the more cautious side, might keep them home, not sure. But we'll see how the day progresses. Chief Secretary Fali Augustine has welcomed the arrival of the MV Blue Wave Harmony, calling it a major improvement to the Inter-Island Sea Bridge. Speaking during an official tour of the vessel yesterday, Augustine said the Blue Wave was chosen after consultations with truckers, business owners, and hospitality stakeholders to address long-standing concerns about cargo transport between Trinidad and Tobago. The ship replaces the Cabo Star, whose lease ended on January 26th and offers expanded passenger accommodations, greater cargo capacity, refrigerated storage for sensitive goods, and improved reliability through a 4-engine system. The vessel has been leased for the period of 1 year. Some good news there. Taking a look regionally. 6 people have been charged in Guyana for failing to report an unnatural death. I'm not sure if you're prepared for this story. After a murder suspect accidentally shot himself during a TikTok live broadcast. The victim, Jamal Bourne, also known as Skinny, died on January 18, 2025 after mishandling a firearm while making threats on the live stream. His burned body was later discovered. The accused was arrested earlier this month and appeared before the Linden Magistrates Court, where all adult defendants pleaded guilty and were fined $9,750 each. A 17-year-old charged in the matter was dismissed. Authorities said the case highlights serious legal consequences for failing to report violent deaths. Playing with a weapon, making threats on a live stream on TikTok. It's getting crazier and crazier. All right, and wrapping up internationally, at least 11 people were killed and 12 others injured after gunmen opened fire during an amateur soccer match in Salamanca, central Mexico on Sunday. Authorities said by Monday the field remained littered with beer cans, candles, and blood-stained clothing as the community mourned the dead. Officials said the attack is linked to an ongoing turf war between the Santa Rosa de Lima cartel and the rival Jalisco New Generation cartel. State and federal security forces have increased their presence in the area, pledging to restore order and bring those responsible to justice. So that's it for internationally. We're going to take a look back at the special zones of operations. We would have had extensive conversation. Some persons were for, some persons were against. Prominent attorney at law, Martin George, his stance was what was the finality of it? What was the outcome that the government was looking for? The zone of special operations would have given Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar unilateral power to declare any zone a special zone, any area in Trinidad and Tobago a special zones of operation. And that area would have been subjected to curfews, we're not sure what time, random searches without warrants to your vehicle, to your person, to your home, arrest as well, and detention. And it would have also gone on for 6 months. So your area would have been under lockdown for 6 months. We had independent senators saying that they had some qualms with the bill where constitutional rights of citizens might have been breached. Attorney General John Jeremy said there will be no amendments, then later said they were willing to look into amendments. Then the Prime Minister said that the independent senators, they were all undercover PNMites and that they were bootlickers. And so now we have, and then we would have had the perceived extrajudicial killing of Mr. Samaru last week, where we saw that viral video of the police killing that man in that vehicle. And then we saw a public outrage. No one wanted this, well, a lot of persons were against the zone of special operations, citing possible police abuse of power and brutality. And now we see that 8 of the 9 independent senators voted against, 1 abstention. And of course, the opposition senators, they voted against. Take a look at this short video. Hopefully, technical is ready for us.
The bill entitled An Act to Provide for Special Measures for Upholding and Preserving the Rule of Law, Public Order, Citizen Security.
Thakur,
Yes.
Mr.
Clerk will now conduct a division.
Mr. Alaha.
Yes.
Mr. Jeremy SC.
Yes.
Mr. Roberts.
Yes.
Dr. Swarat Singh.
Yes.
Mr. Maharaj.
Yes.
Mr. Batiste.
Yes.
Mr. Alexander.
Yes.
Mr. Ratiram.
Yes.
Professor Prasad.
Yes.
Dr. Chaitan Maharaj.
Yes.
Ms. Charles.
Yes.
Mr. Zakur.
Yes.
Mr. Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Naked.
Yes.
Mr. Rashid.
Yes.
Dr. Brown.
No.
Mr. Al-Rawi SC.
No.
Mrs. Roberts Rajman.
No.
Mr. Cummings.
No.
Mrs. John Bates.
No.
Mr. Boodoo.
No.
Mr. Vieira SC.
No.
Ms. Chote SC.
No.
Dr. Axe.
No.
Mr. De La Bastide SC.
No.
Ms. Joan Simmons.
No.
Mr. Lewis.
No.
Dr. Murray.
No.
Mrs. Lalit Etienne.
No.
Mr. McNish.
Abstain.
Mr. President, the results of the division are as follows. 15 senators voted for the bill, 14 senators voted against the bill, and there was one abstention.
All right, viewers, so that was the independent senators casting their vote. The Zones of Special Operations bill has failed. We look on to see what will come next. All right, so moving on into our conversation this morning, we will be speaking to Ms. Gemlyn Tobias Frank. She is the interim secretary of the General Contractors Association of Tobago, GCAT. And thank you so much for joining us here on Sunrise this morning. Hello, Mrs. Tobias Frank. All right, so we're going to have technical work on that for us in a bit, but we will be speaking on the recently formed organization and taking a look at their mission and their way forward, and also any collaboration that they are looking forward to in the coming future, also within possibly the coming term with the newly seated Tobago House of Assembly. We're going to take a short break and work with technical. We're getting Mr. Tobias Frank on, and we'll be right back, so stay with us.
Are you in a dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam? You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
Tobago, the sun is rising, and so are the conversations that matter, from the economy to education, from healthcare to community voices. No spin, no fluff, just facts, truth, and clarity. Join me, Lavian, as we cover the issues that shape our lives, the stories we can't ignore. We bring them to the table and ask the questions you want answered.
Coconut Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Springs. Contact 49 Swift 4979 438.
Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, where innovation meets excellence and the service reigns supreme. Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl, and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces. At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style. Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business. Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products. It's about relationships. It's about you. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
Are you in a dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam? You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
So guys, there are some new developments in housing in Tobago. So it's goat racing time. This is 116, the show that keeps you in the know with all things Tobago House of Assembly. Each week, 116 delivers a fun and engaging overview of the latest developments, achievements, activities, and events of our dynamic assembly. So join me. Let's dive into the Tobago House of Assembly's Week in Review right here on 116.
Welcome back to Sunrise here on Tobago Updates Television. Thank you so much for staying with us. As a promise, we do have a conversation with the General Contractors Association of Tobago, that's GCAT, for you. However, we're having some technical difficulties, and so we will be doing a rescheduling of that interview. We're going to send you over to the morning show. You know, the programming here is never over. We send you over to Youth Wednesdays with Jasha this morning. Good morning, my dear. How are you?
Good morning, Lavian. I'm fine. And how are you this morning?
I am well. Thank God for being here and being in the land of the living. I know the youth always have something nice and fresh to bring for the people on a Wednesday morning. So I know you're going to have a beautiful lineup for them this morning. School, it might still be out. Yes. We're looking to see how the day will progress with that.
Most definitely, and thank you so much for doing an excellent job as usual on the Sunrise Tobago show this morning.
Thank you so much, Jasha. Wishing you a great show, all right? I'll see you next time. All right, viewers, so that's it for Sunrise here on Tobago Update Television, but you know the programming is never over. We move on over to the morning show, which is Youth Wednesdays, and then GMT, that's Good Morning Tobago, with Chanel Felix. And as promised, we will have that conversation with GCAT for you probably tomorrow morning or a little later this week when we reschedule with them, all right? Because we're excited to hear what their mission is and what they have in store for the general contractors of Tobago, especially with all that Chief Secretary Fale Augustine said he's going to put in place as we go forward with Tobago is We, and having some locality with contractors and procurement here in Tobago. So we're looking forward to that conversation, all right? So I want to wish you a great day. And as always, I'll see you tomorrow.
Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, where innovation meets excellence and service reigns supreme. Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl, and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces. At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style. Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business. Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products. It's about relationships, it's about you. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, good morning, Tobago, and welcome to the Tobago Updates Youth Morning Show. I am your host, Jay Shady Gans, and we are coming to you live from the Port Mall in Scarborough, Tobago. Indeed, it is a great morning. And of course, we have some birthdays today, so we want to celebrate our birthdays today, right? We have some wonderful people that we want to say happy birthday to. So this morning, we want to say happy birthday to Jeffrey Williams. Happy birthday, Jeffrey. We hope that you have a wonderful day. Happy birthday to Natalie Devines. Happy birthday to you, my darling. We hope that God blesses you and gives you many more years of life, health, and strength. We want to say a happy birthday as well to Marissa Leslie from her loving family. Cheers to the life we live and the love we share. You have such a wonderful family, Marissa. Happy birthday to you. And of course, we also want to say happy birthday to Nadine Stewart Phillips. Happy birthday. Much love to all of you from the Tobago Updates family. We wish you a wonderful day today and God's blessings upon you. And of course, you know, we have to keep you updated. So at this time, we get to our news in 90 seconds. So here's what's making the news for Wednesday, January 28, 2026. Chief Secretary Fali Augustine has welcomed the arrival of the MV Blue Wave Harmony, calling it a major improvement to the Inter-Island Sea Bridge. Speaking during an official tour of the vessel yesterday, Augustine said that the Blue Wave was chosen after consultations with truckers, business owners, and hospitality stakeholders to address the long-standing concerns about cargo transport between Trinidad and Tobago. This ship replaces the Cabo Star, whose lease ended in January, and offers expanded passenger accommodations, greater cargo capacity, refrigerated storage for sensitive goods, and improved reliability through a 4-engine system. The vessel has been leased for the period of 1 year. In other news, yesterday, schools across the island were forced to dismiss early after many teachers failed to show up for duty. At around 8:45 a.m., parents were notified to collect their charges. This action follows the April 2025 agreement between tutor and the CPO to increase teachers' salaries by 5%. However, neither the increase nor the back pay has been dispersed since then. Tobago Updates reached out to newly elected Tutor Tobago officer, Mr. Dion Rodriguez, for comments, but calls to his phones went unanswered. Interim officer, Mr. Brandon Roberts, said he was unaware of any industrial action by teachers. And finally, the Law Reform Zones of Special Operations Bill was defeated in the Senate last night after failing to achieve the required 3/5 majority, as none of the independent senators voted in favor. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar said that the outcome was expected and strongly criticized the independent bench, claiming the rejection benefited criminal gangs and drug traffickers. She argued that the independents refused to support the bill, damaged their credibility and integrity. The government had promoted the bill as essential for national security. These and other stories in our major newscast at 6:30 p.m. Be viewing Tobago Updates. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have a wonderful, wonderful program in store for you today. Do not shift your TV. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Do more, live more. Do more, live more. Oh, do more, live more. This is how it's gonna go. Do more, live more. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look out below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look out below, 'cause this is your show. Do more, live more.
Hey, you come in. Long time I see you. This station complete. Ready for children party. Mommy! Jay, you can't go nowhere with these children. And you know you can't depend on Kevin neither Steven to see about them. Yeah, total waste. So I supposed to stay home whole time? Jada is 12. She could see about that. You just leave Jada to see about Kira and Kayla? I thought it was your mother or your sister. Who? Them always busy. Jada could handle that. She cooking and cleaning a long time. And the next two better know what time it is. It's only me, you know. I will talk to my mother. She just home these days. She will make sure the children okay. Alright. Let me see the moves for later.
Before you ramage, make sure the children okay. Call 996 to report all child abuse now. A message from the Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago.
Are you in a dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam? You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, and if you are now tuning in, this is the Tobago Updates Youth Morning Show. I am Jay Gans, and we are coming to you live from the Port Mall in Scarborough, Tobago. As mentioned, we have an exciting and power-packed program in store for you today. So stay tuned. Do not shift your TV because you don't want to miss anything that will be done here today. So this morning we have Mr. Daniel Vincent. He is the founder of Extreme 27. We have him locked on. Good morning, Mr. Daniel Vincent. Mr. Vincent. All right. So later on in our program today, we have Mr. Daniel Vincent, and he has an exciting program that is coming up, and I know that you all would want to hear about this program, especially if you are into fitness, especially if one of your New Year's resolution is to have a better body, to get into shape. You would want to hear about what he has in store for you. So again, that's Mr. Daniel Vincent. He's the founder of Extreme 27, and he has an exciting program up ahead. So you don't want to miss everything that he has in store, right? And I just want to give you a bit of insight. I know he will get into details when he's locked on, but I just want to give you a bit of insight. He has a 27-day challenge. A 27-day challenge. So again, if you are into fitness and one of your New Year's resolutions was to get into shape, this is something that you would want to embark on. He has a 27-day challenge, and the early bird registration is from January 21st to February 7th. Thereafter, regular registration is February 8th to February 28th. And it's 27 days of clean eating, of daily cardio. You could do it at home or you could do it at the gym. And of course, with this package, the meal guide will be included. And of course, no flour, no sugar. Listen, it is a whole workout plan. So, ladies and gentlemen, you would definitely want to be a part of this. You definitely want to hear the exciting things in store. We have Mr. Daniel locked on now. Mr. Vincent, good morning.
Good morning. Pleasure to be here again.
Yes. It's a pleasure to have you on. So for the persons who might be seeing you for the first time, tell me, who is Daniel Vincent and what is Extreme 27 all about?
So firstly, Daniel is well known when it comes to Tobago and when it comes to the fitness present in Tobago. As you can see, I'm cold this morning because it's cold in New York, and I'm about to head out in a couple minutes before we wrap up. But Extreme Fitness 27-day challenge is something that's been on for like 6 years, and before COVID, we had to put a pause on it. And I revamped it because I had few friends who were, going through that health crisis, the obesity challenges, and actually woke up one morning and just was like, yo, I need to get this done. When you wake up in the morning, I pray and the Father talked to you, I was like, yo, you really need to get this done. So
yes,
had to get it done. So here are we today, presenting it live and direct.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Vincent. So, Mr. Vincent, I saw that you have a 27-day challenge. Can you walk us through this 27-day challenge, please?
Yeah, so the challenge actually starts on March 1st. The registration fee for the early bird is actually on right now, which is the start from currently now till the 7th of February, which is $100 registration, and then followed until the 28th of February, which will be $150 to sign up. Right, as it's on your screen right now, this is all the information that is listed. It's designed where I actually structured the meal plans, the workout plans. It's actually for all beginners, intermediate, and advanced persons who could fit within any regimen that it could be benefit for Tobago. It worked for the past years. The first year that I actually started this was 68 people, and it grew to almost 236 people to be exact. And I actually remember the winners. Shout out to Miss Kim Fraser, who was one of the first winners. She used to work in Division of Education, where she lost 35 pounds within 27 days. Miss Nikki Brown, who was another one, lost 22 pounds. And there are so much others who did it for their personal growth of their own goals. And this year, I'm actually introducing it where it will have yes, as we see, these are results from previous of the challenges on the screen. And also we are introducing the inches because I know this year persons from previous was like, hey, yeah, we're losing the weight, but some also had a different goal on inches. So I'm also introducing that this year. And I have two main sponsors, which are RKR Vegetable Supermarket, which is one of the main sponsors, and Candy Care Service, which is another one as well. And as long as we go ahead, it's going to grow. I have already have 20 persons already signed up this morning as speak. So until the 28th of February, everything is going to lock off.
Wow, that is excellent information. So, Mr. Vincent, if somebody slips up during the challenge, is it game over or is there room for grace?
I actually like how you added that question. So basically, with the rules, the instructions is clear that persons have to do their way in between a certain time. We're moving like a plane. When the airport door is closed, the flight takes off. So there's no swing back. Persons have to be committed. They actually have to launch their video where they actually have to show proof of the weigh-in, show the details of their measuring on their waist. So it shouldn't be any photo or somebody place them on a scale for a friend and the results. No, you have to show that you're committed. And I didn't drop the hint, but I always did this. At the start of the challenge, persons actually have to send me a video where they're saying I am Extreme 27, and I'm going to upload every single person that is registered. Because shout out to George Lee Cook. He had a year that George Lee Cook was actually in a line at the Tobago baking service, and there was a lady went into the line to buy bread, and he was, George Lee Cook is a very tall person, and he shouted out, "Hello, do not feed that lady any pastries because she is on a 27-day challenge." And she felt so embarrassed, but she laughed and she stepped out to the line and told her husband to go get the bread. So as much as if people mess up on this challenge, this is still a learning experience because it actually takes 21 days for your body to adapt to a habit. So the 27th is a stretch where you are taking the discipline to challenge yourself, have that mental change, have that confidence of you being proud of our accomplishment, something like this. Even if you mess up for one day, it is okay. That is common. But as long as you continue and complete the 27-day challenge.
Thank you for giving persons that assurance, because I'm thinking if I want to be a part and I mess up, I need that level of assurance.
Exactly.
So, Mr. Vincent, you mentioned that you require strict video weigh-ins, right? Why is accountability such a big part of your program?
So I want every competitor to be honest, because there's times that people will cheat, and I'm actually pushing this challenge to promote healthiness, especially when it comes to Tobago, which I'm one of the big advocate for pushing Extreme. As Extreme started in 2010, when I came back home, there was no fitness outdoor organization going on, and I could brand this as a brand that actually made a difference on the island. And now to see that there's so much different persons on the island now doing fitness, I'm actually proud to see that. I'm actually proud to see that other persons now is helping. And a part of that, the persons are part of this challenge could also have the opportunity to work out at any fitness organization that they choose to. And also the program is also structured where you could also design of my workout plans that you can walk at French Fort and on the beach and even at your home. It's well designed. And for the persons who are still challenging, even if they want to go to the gym, I will also design that program for them to continue going to the gym. So paying $100 at an early bird and a $150 after is so, I should say, cheap compared to what persons train. And I just want to make a difference and continue to make a difference on the island. Just like the Hike the Trail, which will be coming up further down in the summer. So everyone is going to be expecting that as well, because we had a good turnout of 400 people last year, and I'm going to continue to build it as well.
And thank you for dropping that teaser about the hiking trail that will be coming up soon.
Always.
So let's talk a bit about incentives. I'm seeing that there's a winner takes all cash prize. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
So the winner takes all, as so far we have 20 persons already signed up. So I'm doing a cash prize by the amount of persons that actually signed up for the challenge. So the more people register, the more the cash part of the challenge is. And a part of the other sponsors, the second and third place will be the sponsors by Candy Care and RKR Vegetables, where shout out to Karina this morning. She's going to provide a big hamper of veg fruits that, culinary as crops to actually provide to the second place winner or third, who knows. And Candy Care Spa, she does treatments with health, massages, etc. that she's also going to be a part. So you're not walking away with anything, but this is also to promote health and fitness. So the others who actually did it, even if they did it straight for 14 days and they didn't make it, that is actually an accomplishment. So a person should be proud that I spent $100 for health. And the programs that they have is well designed. Being that I'm also in the US, and the way how I structure programs here is even costly more. Like persons right now getting ready for Carnival, and I'm training a good bit of persons as well. That is something, and they're paying in US. So think about that. And I'm trying to give back to Tobago in such a genuine way that I love to do. So can't complain.
Yes. And even after hearing about the prizes, if this did not incentivize people to join, I want you to tell persons who might be listening today, what can they achieve in these 27 days?
So they could achieve the results. They want to fit in a wedding dress, right? The woman carnival is coming up, but again, we have October carnival, which is a focus I am focusing on because I'm burning Tobago. You want to fight against obesity, diabetes, hypertension. And again, we are getting down in age. And sometimes we have to put down the fast food. Yes, it's okay to munch on it. I do myself from time to time, but mostly I have a habit now of cooking, which persons always see me posting videos of me in the kitchen. So you have to make that change, but gradually. And for the persons who actually have this program, you could also keep this program to make a difference, to get up on the fridge and know that, hey, I can hold accountable. Even if I slip up, I have this structure and this plan of a guidance of somebody who's certified, somebody who knows what they're doing when it comes to fitness and health. And I'm no face to a stranger, that my phone is always available to reach out for the support. And I'll always continue to do so.
I think throughout this interview, I've been hearing support, accountability, and I like that kind of thing. So, Mr. Vincent, if persons need to get in contact with you or they need to sign up, how can they do that?
So they can send me a WhatsApp message at 293-6836 and hashtag Extreme27. You could also message me on my Instagram page, which is Extreme Fitness Official, XTREAM Fit Official, and Donnie Vincent on Facebook as well. I could reach at any 3 social platforms.
All right. Thank you so very much for being an awesome guest today, Mr. Vincent. And I wish you and your program all the best. I also wish the participants all the best. I'm excited to see who will get that, who would get the winner takes all. Right. So thank you so much. Right. And again, it was our pleasure speaking to you today.
Gratefully, and just to add, it's going to be announced on Tobago Updates. Just to clarify, the final winner will be updated on your page as always. So, thank you. I'm about to go out into the cold. It's 17 degrees this morning. So please enjoy the sun and the beach for me, please.
Yes, I will. Yes, Tobago. So we just heard from Mr. Vincent. And if you have not signed up as yet, today is the day to sign up for Extreme 27 days of fitness. And you heard it for yourself. It's a time of accountability while getting into shape. So we'll be right back. Again, we have a power-packed program still in store for you. But we want you to share the live, share the live, share the live.
can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
The Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. It's who we are at the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here, invested in the Caribbean, its people, and its progress. And today, we're going even further. We're deepening our commitment to the region, continuing to invest in the networks, services, and digital solutions that move Caribbean businesses forward. Whether you are a mid-sized business or multinational player, we bring you resilient connectivity, personalized service, and tailored IT solutions, all powered by local teams that truly have your back. We're here to help you navigate challenges, grow, and achieve your goals with practical solutions, reliable networks, and a partnership rooted in trust and your long-term success. Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you.
Tobago, the sun is rising, and so are the conversations that matter, from the economy to education, from healthcare to community voices. No spin, no fluff, just facts, truth, and clarity. Join me, Lavian, as we cover the issues that shape our lives, the stories we can't ignore. We bring them to the table and ask the questions you want answered.
Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, where innovation meets excellence and the service reigns supreme. Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl, and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces. At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style. Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business. Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products. It's about relationships, it's about you. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash in transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Are you in a dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam? You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back and good morning, Tobago. This is the Tobago Updates Youth Morning Show. And earlier we heard from Mr. Daniel Vincent of Extreme 27. And now we have the Open Scholarship recipient, Miss Tori Isaacs from Bishop's High School. Good morning, Miss Isaacs. Good morning, Miss Isaacs. All right, just to give you a bit of background on who Miss Isaacs is the 2026 Loan Scholarship recipient from Tobago, and she is a student at the Bishop's High School. And of course, she would have done a great thing by attaining this scholarship nationally. And just a bit of insight into who Miss Isaac is. Miss Isaac, at only 13 years old, she topped CSEC Mathematics and she placed 10th regionally. So we have Miss Isaacs with us this morning. Good morning, Miss Isaacs. Good morning, Miss Isaacs.
Hi, good morning. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for having me here.
Yes, and how are you today?
I'm good. I'm basically still somewhat in shock. With gratitude still.
Yes, and we want to say a heartfelt congratulations to you. We are definitely proud of you. So I want to get some insight. How did you feel when you found out that you won this national scholarship?
Multiple emotions passed through, I wouldn't lie. I was a bit relieved. I was grateful for the award. And, well, obviously I was happy.
Yes.
So, but generally I was filled with gratitude because, had my teachers, my mom, and just my entire support system who have helped over the years. So I was very grateful in that moment.
Yes, and we are very proud of you, Miss Isaacs. And I saw that at only 13 years old, you topped the CSEC maths and you placed top 10 regionally. What did preparation for CSEC look like for you at just 13 years old?
Okay, well, I was somewhat introduced to the area of study while I was in primary school. So my teacher who would have prepared me for SEA, she noticed I had the ability to do CSEC maths. So she introduced me to some concepts early.
Yes.
And then I was given the opposite choice, really, to pursue maths when I was in first form, but I decided, I just went into secondary school. I didn't want to rush it, so I decided I was in second form. And it started off in general classes, and at the time we have progress. I thought, the prep increased. I wouldn't say it was a difficult journey because I did have a proper support system, so the process itself wasn't hard. But I did put in the work over time, and the results showed for themselves.
Yes, yes. And kudos to you on that achievement a few years ago. And of course, now your achievement of attaining a national scholarship. So tell a story. What did a typical day look like in your life?
Okay, shocking to many, it wasn't that 8 hours of study and prep that a lot of people think I do put in, because I have been participating in sports over the years. Like, I don't think there's a school term that I don't have a sport doing, so I wasn't always just behind the book or anything like that. I have the general 8 hours of school throughout the day. Then depending on the day, within the week, I have training for whatever sport. Sometimes at one point I was doing 2 sports per day, which was a little crazy, but I managed it. And then, after training, I have to do throughout the school day, I might put in a few extra work, depending, because we have 3 periods in 6th form. But I wouldn't say there was an exact structure as to how my day was. It was more so, depending on the day, I would adjust to suit what had to be done. So I just got it done.
Wow. And you sound as though you are disciplined and you know how to balance even at the 6th form level, which is excellent. So, Tori, what sacrifices did you have to make along the way that people might not see?
I think my biggest sacrifice might have been the typical social life. Not saying that I didn't have a social life, but not in the expected way. Like I wasn't out on weekends, late at night, that kind of thing. I did have a social life because I participated in extracurricular activities, but I didn't choose the more party life, I guess you could say.
Right.
So maybe that would have been one of the biggest sacrifices. And then I think choosing between certain sports or certain activities that I would have wanted to do, because at certain times, like, you have to make a decision. Okay, it's coming down to test time. Am I going to go to training today? Should I skip school today? What should I do? So I think that making certain decisions as it related to distributing my time, that might have been those 2 might have been the biggest sacrifices that I had to make over time.
Yes, thank you so much, Tori. And for those who might be listening, we are speaking with Tori Isaacs, the National Scholarship winner from Bishop's High School. So, Tori, what's next for you?
I actually have not completely decided what I'm going to pursue, but as you might know, I have pursued a varying selection of courses over the years, so it's not necessarily a situation where I have to lead myself in one direction. I do have the option. So once I figure that out, I will be on my way. But as for right now, I haven't decided that yet.
Okay. And even as we bring this interview to an end, what is one piece of advice you will give to a student who might be doing CAPE right now and they want to achieve a scholarship like you? One piece of advice.
I'm not sure if I have exactly one. I think that one might be too little bit for the situation, but I will say that if they're doing CAPE, they would have already chosen their subject, which means that, well, in my case, before I chose my subject, I looked at how the scholarship selection was. So I put myself in categories, I guess, because based to market myself to the scholarship in a sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for those who would have already chosen their subject, I think that the biggest piece of advice I can give a person is to focus on understanding what you're doing so that you can apply. It doesn't make sense trying to revise a concept to say, I can repeat it A, B, C, D. Like, CAPE doesn't care how much you can retain. They're more interested in how much you can relate and explain what they want you to know, given the scenarios that they test you on.
Well, thank you so very much, Miss Isaacs. And again, congratulations to you on attaining your national scholarship. The Tobago Updates family is so proud of you and we wish you continued success in your future endeavors. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much.
No problem. And Tobago, we just heard from Tori Isaacs, the lone scholarship winner from Tobago. When we come back, we have a young man who is an arranger for Uptown Fascinators. So you don't want to switch your channel. You want to stay tuned for this. And of course, share the live, share the live, share the live.
Tobago, the sun is rising, and so are the conversations that matter, from the economy to education, from healthcare to community voices. No spin, no fluff, just facts, truth, and clarity. Join me, Lavian, as we cover the issues that shape our lives, the stories we can't ignore. We bring them to the table and ask the questions you want answered.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
Coconut Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Springs. Contact 49 Swift 4979 438.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning again, Tobago. This is the Tobago Updates Youth Morning Show. And as you all heard before, we have an exciting guest today in the person of Mr. Amari Douglas. And he is a pan arranger for Uptown Fascinators. Good morning, Amari.
Morning.
And how are you today?
I'm fine.
Okay. So, Amari, before we get into pan, tell the listening audience about you. Who is Amari?
Well, I'm Amari Douglas. I'm 17 years of age, and I arrange for Uptown Fascinators Junior Youth Orchestra, and I'm a young musician from Tobago.
Wow, wow, wow. At 17 years. So proud of you. So, Amari, give us a bit of background as to how the season went for you all. How did you all place in Tobago, in Trinidad? Give us a bit of background.
Well, the season was a very fun season and I really enjoyed it. We came 8th overall and was the top band in Tobago. But it was a lot of hard work and I really enjoyed, and I didn't mind where we came overall. It's just more hard work next time.
Yes, yes. And congratulations. I mean, you topped Tobago and then you came 8th nationally. That is excellent. So congratulations to you and the entire band. But I want to find out, you arranged the Young Brothers Kettle Pot for this performance. What inspired your approach to the arrangement?
Well, when the song first came out, I always wanted to arrange it, and I scored it last Panorama season, but it was just on my laptop. And when the opportunity came, I was like, I wanted to do this song, but it had some minor adjustments to make.
Right.
And after that, it was just to give the band the music.
Okay, okay. And what parts of your arrangement do you think connected the most with the judges?
Well, I'm not too sure, but for me, my favorite part of the song is the Latin part, the more part where you could express yourself and just groove and enjoy the music.
Nice, nice. And I saw that you worked alongside band leader Crystal London Douglas. By the way, are you all related?
as my mother.
Oh, that's your mom. Wow. So you got to work alongside your mom for this. So how important was that collaboration between you and your mom?
Well, she would help me to understand and know what to do and how to do it, and give me a time frame when the music's supposed to finish, because it's little children and they have to constantly be learning and practicing over and over. But it was a great experience.
And I love how you mentioned little children. So, Amari, tell us, how do you push young players to the championship level but still keep the practices fun and encouraging for them? How do you marry those two?
Well, it's actually not hard because I'm a child, so I understand when they can enjoy yourself and when it's time to practice, because I like to have fun. So I like to incorporate like little games or little fun activities. Like for me, I have like each section do a vibes check.
Right.
So they're always giving that, and for them they really enjoyed it.
Nice. Now I'm feeling like I want to be a little child again so that I could experience this kind of thing. So walk us through your practice sessions, because as you said, you do a vibe check and these things. Walk us through your practice sessions.
Well, we started in late November, so we had to, and we was only practicing on weekends because again, we're little children and we have school. So for me, it was kind of back and forth between school classes, and I also play sports. So I had to find a balance, and when practice became more heavy, that is during the Christmas holidays, it was just to distribute as much music as I can. So when the year turned over, it would just be to practice.
Nice, nice. And what kind of growth have you seen in the band over this season?
Well, it was an amazing, a big growth, because when they came in, about 3/4 of them didn't know how to play pan. It was their first time playing pan, and I had to show them and teach them the different techniques and ways to play some of the notes, and just push them, because at first I was simplifying the music because it was hard for them to get.
Right.
But as we go along, they was picking up quick, and I was like, I just increased the level of music.
Nice, nice. So tell us, Amari, what is next for Uptown Fascinators Youth Band?
Well, we're supposed to have some more gigs coming up, and then next season we'll be back at it again, and hopefully place higher in the competition.
Yes, that is important. And are there any special persons that you like to say thank you to?
Well, I like to say thanks to my parents and to God for giving me this opportunity and the talent to arrange.
Just now, who are your parents? People might not know your parents. Call their names.
Crystal London Douglas and Alan Douglas. I'd like to say thanks to my mentor, OJ Richards, who arranged for the senior band, and the drill master, Gerard Balfour. I'd also like to say thanks to all the supporters and the pan players who had faith in me and came to support me and help me out. And just thanks to everybody who had all the support system, who had faith in me and knew what I could bring to the table.
Nice. And even as we wrap up this interview, what advice would you give to a young person who wants to get into steel pan and even more so arranging?
Well, you never know until you try. I believe you should be given the opportunity to express your talent and know what you could get out of it.
Nice, nice, nice. So, ladies and gentlemen, we were just speaking with Amari Douglas, the pan arranger for Uptown Fascinators Youth Band. And we want to say a heartfelt congratulations to the youth band on their success this season. And we wish you and your band continued success in the next season. So, Tobago, share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to Tobago. This was the Youth Morning Show, and we had a wonderful time here today. We had Daniel Vincent, the founder of Extreme 27. We had Tori Isaacs, the Open Scholarship recipients, and we just had Amari Douglas, the Junior Panorama winners in Tobago. So we say kudos to all of them on their success and wish them well. And of course, up next, we have Good Morning Tobago with Chanel Felix. And before I go, I want to tell you this: life is short, so smile while you still have teeth. Put a smile on your face today and share the live, share the live, share the live.
World AIDS Day has been recognized since 1988, and over the years it has grown into a full tradition. It brings together governments, health workers, advocates, families, youths, everyone, because the fight against HIV is something we all share responsibility.
If we are not safe, we will not be healthy. So I appreciate this opportunity, and I particularly appreciate the fact that we are focusing on the young people for this World AIDS Day, because that is what is really needed to change the culture that's required.
My experience was eccentric to say the very least. Our teacher, she worked wonderfully, even with disruptions into the class. She worked with them instead of circling around them or going over them. She made them part of the lesson and made the learning experience beautiful. I hope that it serves to actually better educate the people, to get rid of the old people stigma that we got from our parents, grandparents, and thus forth. I hope that we can live a truer life with this knowledge and use this as a template to go forward for.
And we aim to change at least one mindset every time we speak.
Empathy reminds us they are living with HIV, not dying from it.
Boy, see master, I'm going boy, when me know AIDS and like everybody there don't, and you know transfer it to me.
So tell me, where you really learn this ignorance to go and tell him you cannot give someone HIV by just touching them? So your friend running off and talking about it, that is not true.
What we were trying to discuss was the dissatisfaction with moral ed in the high schools, because we feel like they're not teaching enough, especially when it comes to preventing stigma against certain groups of people.
Peer training programs are programs that have always worked, because you need people who are similar to design what the message should be and to share those messages to their counterparts. And that is in essence what peer training is. So having these individuals who are part of these, these we each need to do our part. We each need to ensure that our health is comprehensive. That includes our mental health, that includes our physical health, that includes our emotional health, and our sexual health is critical to that. So don't forget it. It's not a taboo thing to talk about. It's not a taboo thing to actively work on. And yeah, I think we can do it.
Choose your choices wisely still, but at the end of the day, you don't regret a simple one of them, because you are tomorrow.
The students who had came, we felt that we should have a section focused for the students because that is where the agri-technology would start from, where the innovators are. So this year we take our focus on the students as well as we incorporated different persons within the country of Trinidad and Tobago, and we got exhibitors from right here on this island who are invested in innovation and agriculture and technology.
Produce Tobago is an online multi-vendor marketplace website which facilitates buying and selling along the agricultural value chain. So if you are selling agricultural inputs like fertilizer or seedlings, you can sell on the website. If you're an agro-processor, you could also sell your pepper sauces, your nuts, that sort of stuff on the website. Even bridge gaps in the agricultural landscape. So I felt like it was important to bring it to the people of Tobago.
I help companies, farmers, food processors, anywhere along the value chain, build and implement their food safety and quality management systems, as well as an educator, because that's where it starts. I think that it is important because it helps you not only be current and up to date, but with so many changes happening in the climate, it's important to leverage technology so that you don't be at a loss. Why not use the technology that we have available to us? Don't be afraid of it, to empower your operations so that you can be more efficient, effective, and profitable in the long run.
I'm here at the summit today to learn more about agriculture. Touch me that how well agriculture is getting easier.
It's indeed a pleasure to be here today at the summit. On one hand, we're here to learn and grow as well, because with education, it's a thing that you keep learning as you go on. At the same time, we're also here to provide information on the impacts of forestry and the relevant information to stakeholders who will be here today.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
You're viewing Tobago Updates Television, your exclusive gateway to Tobago, broadcasting the beauty of this island.
morning and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. I am your host, Chanel Felix. And guys, you know, whenever you see me sitting here, it's because we're about to have those conversations that you want to have while I ask those questions that you want asked. But before we get into this morning's interesting topics and conversations, let's have our news in 90 seconds. Chief Secretary Farley Augustine has welcomed the arrival of the MV Blue Wave Harmony, calling it a major improvement in the Inter-Island Sea Bridge. Speaking during an official tour of the vessel yesterday, Augustine said the Blue Wave was chosen after consultation with truckers, business owners and hospitality stakeholders to address long-standing concerns about cargo transportation between Trinidad and Tobago. The ship replaces the Cabo Star, whose lease ended in January, and offers expanded passenger accommodations, greater cargo capacity, refrigerated storage for sensitive goods, and improved reliability through 4-engine system. The vessel has been leased for the period of 1 year. Additionally, yesterday schools across the island were forced to dismiss early after many teachers failed to show up for duty. At around 8:45 a.m., parents were notified to collect their charges. This action follows the April 2005 agreement between Tutor and the CPO to increase teachers' salary by 5%. However, neither the increase nor the back pay has been distributed since then. Tobago Updates reached out to the newly elected Tutor Tobago officer Dion Rodriguez for comment, but calls to his phone went unanswered. The interim officer Braden Roberts said he was unaware of any industrial action by teachers. And finally, the Law Reform Zone of Special Operations Bill was defeated in the Senate last night after failing to achieve the required 3/5 majority as none of the independent senators voted in favor. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar said the outcome was expected and strongly criticized the independent bench, claiming the rejection benefited criminal gangs and drug traffickers. She argued that the independents' refusal to support the bill damages their credibility and integrity. The government had promoted the bill as an essential part of national security. And that was our news in 90 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, we jump straight ahead into our conversations this morning. And I have the privilege of sitting in studio and chatting a bit about fire prevention. To have that conversation this morning with me, I have in studio Mr. Sheridan Peters, who is the fire station officer in the fire prevention unit, as well as Mr. Ricardo Jordan, who is a fire guardian. Good morning, guys, and welcome.
Yeah, good morning, Shilin. Good to be here. Good to be here this morning.
It's a pleasure to have you. We always do our updates on fire safety, fire prevention. So this morning we are touching base a bit on the fire season, fire guardians, as well as fire permits. But I want to start off a bit with you, Mr. Jordan, because a number of persons do not know what fire guardians are and what is the difference between a fire guardian and a fire officer. Tell us a bit about that. Good morning again.
Okay, so good morning. Thank you. So a fire guardian is one that is a civilian that is employed on a seasonal basis during the fire season. And this is a special engagement through the Agricultural Act. And this is approved by government to have these persons come and aid and assist the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service. We serve as customer service and customer service representatives, and also as well as we are the ones that assist persons in processing the applications for your fire permits and issuing them.
Okay, all right. And for persons who are unaware of how they can identify a fire guardian, what is the difference? Do you guys wear uniforms as well? Is it only when we come to the office to register for a fire permit that we would encounter a fire guardian? Tell us a bit about that.
Okay, great. So during the season when it starts, the fire guardian comes to your community, and what we do is sensitize the community that the fire season is here and we are your fire guardians, and we are here that you can contact us. We share our contacts. We also allow you to call the station that we can put you on to us. So just in case that you missed us when we pass, anytime you call the station, they will put you onto your area fire guardian, and we come to you and identify ourselves. At this time, we are dressed in civilian wear, but there is a uniform. But yeah, civilian wear for now.
All right, but eventually we would be able to identify you through your uniforms when you come through the community.
Yes.
All
and
right.
for now, we have our badges, so you would see that.
Okay. Mr. Peters, tell us a bit about the fire season. When does the fire season last from? And what does the fire season indicate for the public?
Right, well, morning again to Tobago. Right, so the fire season basically is, as you mentioned, the Agricultural Fires Act indicates that the season begins at the beginning of December, the 1st of December. It runs all the way to the 30th of June. Right, we normally have, we have dry season and rainy season based on our climate here in the Caribbean. Right, so that time is really the time where the place normally gets a little drier, right? Where the brush and the land cover would not be as green, and it's more susceptible to brush fires and for fires to be a little more uncontrollable, right? So that's the period when when according to the Agricultural Fires Act, when they prohibit burning on the outdoors without the issuance of a permit. All right, without the issuance of a permit, you're not supposed to burn outdoors. That's with the exception of cooking purposes. So if you're having a little firecracker outside, so, you have a line with your family, that is okay. If you have a little tree stone, what we commonly call tree stone,
right,
and it is done safely, that is okay. But anything outside of that, there must be the authorization of, there must have a fire permit, right, and guided accordingly, and not just having the permit, but operate within the prescribed guidelines to burn within that season.
All right, and what about the persons who say, I usually burn very, very small stuff at the back of my house. It doesn't affect anybody. What do you say to those people?
Well, I would advise them to do what is the correct thing, because, very often, we see that, but sometimes you don't even realize the catastrophic effect of your actions.
Right.
Because what happens during that period, there are gusts of wind, right? So sometimes a little ember from your little mango leaves
right,
would leave and go across by the neighbor. You seen a fire across by the neighbor, not realizing that it's your fire that would have initiated the action to cause that fire across there. So it is advised, right? And according to the act, it is mandated, right? But we are here to not to scare anybody or to bully anybody, but advise persons that hear what. Let us do the correct thing, because very often we see fires burning the entire hillside, but don't realize very often it comes from very innocent occurrences as well.
Right, Mr. Jordan, tell us, what is the procedure to applying for a license to burn a fire?
Okay, so to get a permit, you contact us. We do an inspection. After the inspection is completed, once you have met the requirements, we start the application process. The cost of that is $10 TT, only $10 TT. And we do the application for you. Once it's approved and we bring it back to you, we give you a certain period that you're allowed to burn in. These periods could vary from a 3-day period to a 7-day period, a 14-day period. It can go all the way up to 21 days, but that is based on the assessment of what you have to burn. So also, just to make it clear as well, not because we have given you 7 days, it means that you're going to be burning crazy every day, right? So there will be periods on each day that you are allowed to burn. So it may be a 3-hour period in the morning or a 3-hour period in the afternoon.
All right. And tell us a bit about those site visits. Is it that you come and they would tell you exactly what it is they intend to burn, and you would give them guidance on how that should be done, how the perimeter should be secured and all of that? Tell us a bit about it.
So good. So there are the requirements, and in burning, once we come to your site, you must already have what you want to burn in place already.
Okay.
And we would advise you that it should not exceed 3 feet wide and 6 feet tall.
Okay.
There are some stuff that you're not allowed to burn during this time, which is like tires and plastics and those things. So those are things that you're not allowed. So that's why the inspection is important first to have to be completed. After that assessment, we let you know, yes, you can go ahead. Also, you must be a certain way amount, distance away from boundaries. So you should not be close to sheds and houses and trees, etc. So when we do that assessment, sometimes we do recommendations, one of which is cartaway service. And the other one is cartaway service is where you get it and tow it away. You get a truck and you ship
I
it
was
away.
just about to ask about that. Is there ever a period, a time where you see what is being burnt and you just recommend that these things just be taken to the dump instead? And do you provide that service?
We don't provide that service, all right? But we have many times that we would have done inspections, and that was the recommendation. And there are even some instances where we recommend that you burn your stuff in a barrel because of where you are located to ensure that the fire is controlled and we don't have any emergencies.
He spoke about, Mr. Peters, he spoke about not being able to burn plastics or tires and stuff like that. Does that have to do with the environmental pollution, or what is the reason why those particular items are unable to be burned during this time?
Right. Well, for one, right, these things pose a significant health hazard. Right. These things are
toxic.
Yeah, they are composed of toxic chemicals. So when you burn these plastics and even some items of clothing and tires and all these synthetic materials, right, there is the emission of toxic fumes into the air. So you yourself put yourself and your family at risk, right? And by extension, there are environmental effects as well that ensue as a result of these engagements. So we definitely encourage persons to deter from these type of things, have those things carted away and placed at the dump, for proper disposal.
Right. And, you spoke a bit about the safety and the parameters around, for persons who, for a long time, they live in areas that are deemed to be secluded. Oftentimes, there are not a lot of neighbors nearby. So they tell themselves that, well, what I'm burning is not affecting anyone else because I am here on 7 acres and it's just me. And as a matter of fact, my family is not around today. So I'll use the opportunity to go and burn things. Do those persons still require a permit, and why?
Yes, everybody requires a permit because your 7 acres of land is very small compared to a wildfire. Right? A wildfire can take, we all would see it happen from time to time. Right? And based on our experiences, sometimes you hear there's a little fire here, and by the time you come back tomorrow, the same little fire would have covered the entire hillside, and it left from Patience Hill and end up in all the way down to the highway, all the way down to Canby, burn out an entire block, possibly hundreds of acres. Right? So exercise the precautions. Right? Have the fire guardians come and give you the relevant advice, have your fire permit, and ensure that what is done, because very often the cost to other persons, right? So your 7 acres, if it may not necessarily affect you because a lot of bush, but it may, a lot of times, the amount of houses and livestock, people's gardens that are destroyed during the season, it is really something else. Right, so we encourage persons to take the precautions to avoid damage, not just to your property, but the other persons that can be consequential.
Is there any type of reconciliation or compensation that persons get if someone else's fire destroys their garden or their property or kills their livestock? Is there any law that says that person can report it, and is there anything in law that deals with that?
Well, legally, I can't say for sure because that will become a civil matter. Right. So if it can be proven, I am of the opinion, right, and I'm giving my opinion here, I'm of the opinion there can be some redress if an individual can be proven that John or Jane, not talking to anybody specifically out there if your name is John or Jane, but it's just a name. If they started a fire and as a result of that fire, a house would have been lost, or a life would have been lost, or livestock or
Yeah.
I believe there may be some sort of legal redress. Right? What I want to say as well, there is, according to the Agricultural Fires Act, right, there is a fine, right, that is attached to persons who are found guilty of lighting fires without the requisite authorizations during this period. It's a fine of $20,000.
Wow.
Right? So $20,000 and 6 months. Right? For doing that during the season. Because sometimes we don't even realize how much implications it is. Very catastrophic for a lot.
Right.
In a lot of ways. So
and weighing the pros and the cons, $10 versus $20,000.
$10 versus $20,000.
Right.
Yes, I would prefer to pay 10, and I think everybody else should prefer $10. Correct? Yeah.
Understood. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break right here, and we'll come back with much more chat about fire prevention during the fire season and getting your fire permits. See you soon.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning as the passion start to rise.
The Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. It's who we are and the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here, invested in the Caribbean, its people, and its progress. And today, we're going even further. We're deepening our commitment to the region, continuing to invest in the networks, services, and digital solutions that move Caribbean businesses forward. Whether you are a mid-sized business or multinational player, we bring you resilient connectivity, personalized service, and tailored IT solutions, all powered by local teams that truly have your back. We're here to help you navigate challenges, grow, and achieve your goals with practical solutions, reliable networks, and a partnership rooted in trust and your long-term success. Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Are you in a dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam? You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning as the passion start to rise. The energy fill the skies
and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. Guys, you know we have been chatting about all things fire prevention during the fire season and getting those fire permits. This morning I've been chatting with Mr. Sheridan Peters, who is the fire station officer within the fire prevention unit, as well as Mr. Ricardo Jordan, who is a fire guardian. Good morning, guys, and welcome back. We're shifting the conversation to talk a bit about community awareness and education and getting the public aware of these things. A lot of persons would say that they did not know that they had to get a fire permit. How do we as a community play a role in ensuring that we also do the work to educate our neighbors? If we're watching Tobago Updates today and we're seeing it, we don't go and barge over into our neighbor yard and say, did you get a fire permit for this? But how do we, find a way to, play our part as citizens and help get the word out there?
Right, well, as you said, in Tobago, right, as far as I understand the Tobago culture, and I know over time it has kind of shifted. The communities were very close-knit. Everybody was in everybody's business. The village, who used to call the village Mako, is also the security person, because anything happened, they could say, well, here what's going on. I saw what happened and think, well, normally we are very close-knit. And I'm hoping that aspect of things, not to mind people's business, but to look out for the interests of the greater good of the individuals and the community, that we also could seek that interest and not just, well, if it's not by me, it's not a problem, because whatever happens can eventually affect your house, your family, your cousin down the road or something that way. So we need to, as individuals within the community, also have that level of awareness, and that's why we come into the media as well, right, to ensure we heighten the awareness of persons. And what happens as well, a lot of people within our culture, we take chances. So you know the correct thing, but still, man, let me just take a little chance and nobody, right? But let us try to do the correct thing. If you know, act as if you know, right? And also ensure that you share the information as well. And we also trying to come up with some different strategies to heighten our messaging to the public as well. So this is one of them, and then we have some other things that we have in mind that we will also be trying to roll out to ensure that the community is so informed as to these things and constantly reminded.
Right. Talk to us a bit about partnerships with the schools and stuff like that. I remember when I was in school that we used to have fire officers come to our school, talk to us about fire safety, fire prevention. Is this aspect of it something that is also taught to kids? Or do you reserve fire permits and that type of stuff for adults who are the ones actually lighting the fire? Because you'll be surprised to know that sometimes the kids are policing their parents because they have the information. They will say, Mommy, you need to get a fire permit in order to burn that. So is that a part of the education campaign?
Well, I must admit, currently not as much as it should be, because you're actually right. The children actually provide, guidance and some sort of, they are the next generation as well, right?
They would do different.
So I must admit to you, maybe not as much as we need to, right? And we are in the fire prevention currently having conversations about how we can up our public education, and as you may have realized, you see that in the media a little bit more now. Yeah. So this is one of the strategies, and we're looking at dealing with the schools and different community groups in a more interactive manner, right? And different strategies, utilizing all the media options. Possibly we could even look at doing print. We're having these conversations right now, print media, the radio, television, social media. We have some social media engagements that we are trying to also engage in as well, right? And as you said, the physical interactions with the schools and different community groups and different stuff. So it's something that we're working on and hoping that it's going to be a lot more active so that the messaging will be out there a little bit more.
Yeah. And one of the places that the message does get out a lot that persons tend to overlook is through the churches as well. Churches, know, are excellent place to spread awareness, where they have those segments, whether it be on Sunday or they have those sessions with different groups within the church where, you have those workshops, or just on a Sunday having an officer come and talk to the congregation about the importance of fire safety and security and those permits and stuff. So that is something to think about. That doesn't cost any money. That's free. You go to the church for free. And those persons are also key members of the society that can also play a role in spreading the message. And you that are watching online, you have a role to help get the message out there, so that when one of your family members get charged $20,000 for burning illegally, you could tell them, well, I told you so, you knew,
You should have paid your $10.
You should have paid your $10, right? And so we really want to get the word out there to the public that this is what is happening. Fire prevention is more than just getting a smoke detector in your home and being cognizant of what you are doing on your property inside of your home. But what happens outside of the home plays a key role in ensuring that the community as well remains safe. You were talking about the ambers from the fire. That's something that persons are a bit unaware of. Tell us a bit about the danger of that and what that is exactly.
Right. Well, basically, an ember is just like a item, a piece of paper, a leaf, something that would fly or it would drift with the wind, but it would still be able to ignite when it wherever it rests. So there are cases where houses, right, the eaves of houses could have been ignited. Curtains, so it can blow and get into someone's house. The curtains can ignite, right? It may ignite another piece of land that is totally detached from your operation. So the embers especially within the fire season, is a very critical consideration. And hence the guidance that the fire guardians would give you within certain times when it is less, the wind factor is less, so that you will have the least likelihood of embers being affecting somewhere else. So all this information comes out in the guidance that is given when you get your fire permit, the times to burn, when the wind is less, as he mentioned, how to set the heaps, what type of material to burn, and that type of thing. Ensure also that you have some extinguishing medium. So in the event that this happens, right, someone is there present to see, well, okay, yes, across there really ignited. Let us extinguish it right away. Right, so our hose and extinguishers and these type of things must be on hand. All this is the guidance that they will give. So if we could understand the need for the guidance, it's not just because it's a little heap and I could burn it, but they give you a full picture as to, in the event that, what can be done, and how many persons you need to have on site to ensure that you could maintain a certain level of control and stuff. Right, so yeah.
Okay, Mr. Jordan, is there anything that you want to say to our audience watching, or to Tobagonians, as it pertains to, the importance of really heeding the warnings and getting those permits?
Sometimes there's a saying, or maybe I would probably paraphrase it rather. You say you never know until it reaches home.
Right.
And it's something that we need to pay attention to. You have not been affected by that yet, or losing a property or losing your home. And most cases, sometimes it's by illegal burning. And we encourage persons to please pay particular attention during this season and follow what is required, because at the end of the day, it's mandated by law. And of course, it's important to follow the law, because there are consequences if you don't.
Understood.
Yes.
And Mr. Peters, as we wrap up our discussion this morning, is there anything that you want to say to the general public? And particularly as it pertains to also sharing the information among themselves as well.
Right. Well, I just want to encourage the Tobago population that fire safety is not just the responsibility of the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service, but fire safety is your business as well. you have a responsibility to ensure that your environment, your community, your home maintains a certain level of safety, right? And each individual, children, adults have that responsibility, right? So I just want to ensure that you all are aware. Now the place is not as dry now, but in general, we need to be aware in the event that it does get as dry. Even though it's not dry, you still need to do the correct thing, right? People say, well, rain falling and things, do the correct thing, because the fire season, you are required to do certain things, do what you need to do. Ensure that even around your homes, right, you tend to keep a distance from the brush, right? What we call a fire trail. So you need to have at least a minimum of 6 feet clearance from your home with any heavy brush during the dry season, to avoid in the event that there is some type of fire, even overhanging trees. Sometimes you're living close to a bamboo patch. You need to take a little effort, to clear all those overhangings, to ensure that in the event that something occurs, you, your family, your property is, you all have a relative safety and insulation from the harm or the hurt that can be caused. So I just want to encourage you all again, let us do what we need to do, not just because there are legal consequences, but because it is the right thing to do and it is the safest thing for the community.
Right, and finally, how can persons look out for those fire guardians and be on the lookout for them when they're coming through the area and stuff like that?
Okay, great. So we do patrols every day. Mm-hmm. We can be identified, as I said, we are going to be dressed in civilian wear, but we are going to be identified by our IDs. So we are there during the hours of 8 to 4 and beyond. Right. So in case you want to do any late burning, we might just be in your community. Okay. All right. Also, if you want to get in contact with your fire guardian in your area, you can call the station at 639-4944, and they will put you, or any fire station, and they will put you onto the fire guardian that is assigned in your area, and we can come to you and have conversations with you. If you're unclear uncertain about something, we are there to provide that information for you. We are humans and we are approachable, so correct. You can come to us anytime, and we don't have a problem coming to you, because this is what we are here for, all general safety of everyone.
Excellent. Well, we want to thank you guys so much for being here this morning, and again, we want to remind the viewers listening that you have a duty not just to listen, but to also share the information with the persons around you, and let them know that during the fire season that they require a $10 TT fire permit in order to burn any fires within their area, and a fire guardian would come to them, do the assessment, and give the approval for that particular permit. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you so much for being a part of this morning's discussions. Thank you for your likes, your shares, and your comments, and all that you have been doing and continue to do to make Tobago Updates the #1 broadcaster here on the island of Tobago. Again, I am Chanel Felix, and stay safe. Don't go burning any fires without a permit. Have a great day.